Holy smokes, 2025 is turning out to be the year of leaks, where everything is leaking by Apple themselves unintentionally and by the FCC. In this video, I'm going through 5 different products with the M5 chip that were recently leaked, and some of these are insane, like number 1, which is the M5 iPad Pro, and guess what? 2 different Russian YouTubers already have it in their hands and they've done a ton of testing. These are actually the same guys that got the real M4 MacBook Pro last year. Everything turned out to be the same, confirmed, and now they got the iPad Pro, and they've basically showed us that there are no design changes whatsoever, same design, even the accessories from the M4 iPad Pro fit perfectly. The only difference is that Apple removed the iPad Pro text from the back again, because previously they removed it, then they added it back with the M4, now they took it back. Is this the only change they're doing? Unfortunately, the one leak that I was really excited for by Mark Gurman saying that we might get dual front-facing cameras, both landscape and portrait, that is not coming. They've confirmed that we basically don't have that. Very disappointing. Even the box is the same. No updated wallpaper. It's basically the same thing other than the M5 chip upgrade, which they ran some tests and the benchmarks are insane. We now get 12 gigs of RAM compared to 8 gig on the M4 base model, and we now have the new world's fastest single core chip score of 4,175 at the same 4.42 gigahertz clock speed, which is really crazy, probably because the IPC increased with more L2 cache, which they confirmed, and this probably means that the M5 Pro and M5 Max chips will be clocked higher and score even better. In terms of multi-core, it got about 15,500 points, about 15% faster than the previous 9-core M4 chip, which means the 10-core unbinned version is going to be even faster. But the biggest part was the GPU, up to 35% faster than the previous M4, which is insane, probably because Apple is putting in neural accelerators into each GPU core like they did with the A19 Pro. We're getting about 75,000 points with the 10-core GPU, which is almost as fast as the M3 Pro chip with 18 GPU cores. Now getting into the second new M5 chip product, the M5 MacBook Pro was just leaked yesterday by the FCC, which is hilarious because Apple asked them to not publish the documents, but they still did. And alongside a bunch of iPad Pro identifiers and model numbers that the FCC leaked, there is just one model of the M5 MacBook Pro that is showing up. Now, Mark Gurman recently said a couple of days ago that Apple is nearing mass production of new M5 MacBook Pro models, codenamed J7 14 and J7 16 for both the 14 and 16-inch models. And digging into the FCC document, it confirms that it will be coming with the Apple N1 wireless chip. As you can see right there, it says Thread support, which is one of the new features of the N1 chip, which means it's also getting Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 6. Now, my thought is, if Apple has taken the time to put in the N1 chip, why don't they put in the C1X cellular modem to give us the first cellular MacBook ever, which actually Felipe Esposito from Macworld reported that he found evidence of Apple testing an unreleased MacBook Pro with a 5G modem, the C1 chip. This actually makes complete sense because the M5 MacBook Pro is rumored to be a very boring update with no design changes, no display changes, just the chip swap and that's it. So because of that, Apple would be genius if they gave us cellular support for the first time, and then they could focus all of their marketing on using your MacBook out in the wild or while a passenger in a car or an Uber with a very reliable connection that's like 10x better than using a hotspot, which sucks, is unreliable, it drains your iPhone's battery, it always disconnects. Cellular is the way to go. It would just be a genius idea to get people to upgrade. I mean, I myself would be so tempted to upgrade, even though I promised myself that but I would not upgrade until the tandem OLED display. I still have an M1 Max 16-inch and I love it. Now jumping into number 3, we actually had some M5 Mac Mini identifiers leak a couple of months ago. Now this wasn't recently leaked by the FCC or anything else, but we did get them a couple of months ago, and it makes me think they're coming sooner than later, because why not also give us a desktop Mac alongside an M5 iPad and an M5 MacBook Pro? So that's 3 different M5 products across 3 different categories, so you basically choose the product you want the M5 chip to go into. But then again, it might be weird to only release the M5 Mac Mini and not the M5 Pro, because I think those might get delayed. Or maybe instead of the Mac Mini, it could be an M5 iMac, since it only comes with an M5 chip and not the M5 Pro, because it might be weird to just release an M5 Mac Mini but not have an M5 Pro option at the same time. Because my theory is that Apple is only going to release M5 chip MacBooks and products at the October event, while they're gonna wait until early 2026, which is what Mark Gurman predicted, to release the M5 Pro and M5 Max MacBook Pros and potentially upgraded M5 Pro Mac Mini. So the idea is that every M5 chip product will launch at the same time across every category. So you have the M5 MacBook Pro as the laptop, the M5 Mac Mini, or M5 iMac as the desktop option, and the M5 iPad Pro as the tablet option. Same chip, but choose your device. Not only that, but we actually have another M5 device that just leaked, which is number 4, the M5 Vision Pro. The crazy thing is that the FCC also just leaked the new M5 Vision Pro with documents showing off some schematics. So essentially, Apple is skipping from the M2 chip, which is very inefficient and old at this point, to the new M5, which gives you a huge boost in performance and efficiency, especially for things like ray tracing and AI. In terms of the leaks for the Vision Pro, we're not expecting any new design changes, since the design is very nice, fresh and new, but we might get a space black finish, which would be really, really cool, and we are rumored to get a more comfortable head strap option. And finally, for number 5, we have the M5 MacBook Air, which Mark Gurman just yesterday said that the M5 MacBook Airs are also going into mass production with codenames J8-13 and J8-15 for their respective sizes. However, he already said that this is going to be delayed until the spring of 2026, which makes perfect sense because Apple actually does this on purpose. They release the new chip in the MacBook Pro first, forcing people to pay more money to get the latest chip if they really want it within a MacBook Pro model. And those that don't really care, or those that want to wait, Apple essentially waits 3 to 6 months to release the MacBook Air at a lower price with the new chip. And that makes sense because right now the M4 MacBook Air is the best value laptop of all time with double the RAM and only $800 on Amazon, which is absolutely insane because it is so fast. But now with the M5 MacBook Air, we're also expecting it to get the cellular chip option with the C1 or the C1X chip, which is gonna give people a huge boost in functionality and productivity, being able to use it anywhere you go. And here's a little bonus update. Mark Gurman said we're getting 2 external displays, which are also going into mass production, codenamed J4-27 and J5-27, which means these are both 27-inch monitors. So they're likely 2 different versions of the same 27-inch Studio Display. Maybe that means we have a Studio Display and a Studio Display Pro. My thought is that the Pro version gets special features like, let's say, 120Hz Pro Motion, which has been rumored, and mini LED technology for crazy high brightness. Maybe Apple actually figured out that the Pro Display XDR with the 32-inch display is just too big and too expensive, so they might be replacing that with the new 27-inch Studio Display Pro. But regardless, I think that this leak gives us proof that the desktop M5 Max are coming very soon, and I think it's gonna be a great combo with those new displays. The only thing is that it actually makes sense for Apple to hold off on the displays until the M5 Pro and M5 Max, MacBook Pros and Mac Minis are coming out potentially early next year. So there you guys go. Those are 5 new M5 chip Macs that were leaked by the FCC and Russian leakers yet again. Let me know which one you want to see the most down in the comment section below, and subscribe for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.